welcome back to Will and Ben's Excellent Adventures. I'm Will.
And I'm Ben.
And today, we're going to teach you how to throw a pot.
Today I'm kind of sad because I'm not going to be in the video, but I think you guys can survive without me. So, it's going to be really cool. I think he's going to have a really fun time making a pot. It's going to look really cool, so
let's get to the excellent adventure. Using clay for pottery is an ancient art of crafts. This right here is just this small little bowl vase thing was made in Israel over 3,200 years ago, around the time of Moses. The reason they use clay to do pottery like this is because clay is made up of little rock particles, also known as silica and alumina. When you put your project in a kiln, you can fire it up to a certain degree that hardens it, that you can make bricks and ceramics like coffee mugs and other things like that. So the kiln can go up to 2,100 and 2,200 degrees to make it where it's hard enough that it can hold water. That's what they do with these, up in between 2,100 and 200 to make it nice and glazy and ceramic and perfect. Okay, hey guys, today I'm gonna teach you how to throw a pot, but it's not what you think. We're actually throwing a pot actually means not throwing the pot, but actually like making a pot, mug, bowl, around that area of something out of clay. So today we've got a potter's wheel and I'm gonna teach you how to throw a pot. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you a little bit about the potter's wheel. So over here is the motor. It's a big chunk of metal and it runs this thing pretty well. And over here we have where our water goes so we can get our hands wet to do good stuff so it don't go and like get caught up in your hands. And here is the bowl. It spins like this. Yeah, so first we're gonna try and make some type of like mug cup. So let's get to that. Okay, now we're gonna get some clay. Fold this back. Grab the string, wrap it around your hand so you have a good amount of grip. And we're gonna choose amounts around something like this. I think that's pretty good. And we're just gonna pull. Okay, get the string down. Now I'm gonna take this bad boy and put it right there. Boom. Okay, so we're gonna roll this thing up into the most ballness of balls and it needs to look like a ball. That's about it. This looks kind of like a ball. And so we're gonna put it right there and press down to center it. Really hard. Okay guys, so this is what's gonna have to happen. We're gonna have to center this clay. I got it in here pretty hard, but here's the method of centering the clay. So take your elbow around this part and just like shove it into there. So like if anything pressed there, you wouldn't move at all. And I want you to just like completely press it on there super hard. But first we need to get both our hands wet. Waterness, get nice and wet. And then we're gonna turn this thing on. Get it right there, like super centered, right there. And then we're gonna grab my thumb and just start pressing down like that. Okay guys, so I just realized I was doing it wrong. And so get your hands wet and then put it there, and then I wasn't supposed to put my knuckles in. It's more just flattening the top and getting it in a good shape. So get it around like that, and then it starts looking not like the other thing. It looks a lot better this way. And so let's move on to the next step. Okay, so now we're just gonna play a little bit with it to see how the clay reacts. Like if I put both my hands that are wet on the edges and I just start pressing my thumbs in, it starts getting taller and wider. And also there's a hole in the middle, of course. And it starts looking like that, and then you can start pinching the edges kind of like that. And then it starts looking like something. And then you gotta go back with the 2-thumb method. And you can like warp it and all kinds of stuff. And you gotta make sure to keep it centered or it looks like a huge blob. So that's what it looks like right now. It looks pretty cool. I'm gonna try and like kind of like pinch the edges a little bit to give it some more of its like main shape. Like, so now it looks like some type of cool thing. And also on the sides, if you barely press your fingers in, it starts making it a little thinner in some parts because it starts cutting into it. So I'm gonna play with this for a while and get it to a shape around like what I want. But before I go, I gotta put a chicken in the background because I love chickens. So let's get a chicken. I like chickens. So I'll see you back when I got it somewhere where I like it. Okay, so I'm gonna try a few of these tools, and this one I've used just a tad, and I'm going to use a little bit. You don't want to jab it and dig into it, you just want to let it drag. And you gotta be really consistent with everything and like give everything, if you give one thing 1 second, everything else 3 seconds, it's gonna look like a floppy mess. So it's really like little Timmy over here wants some time and little Bobby wants the same amount of time. So you gotta give them all or they don't look very good. So I'm going to just put that right there, and let's find a good one. Yeah, like a shaping tool almost. Like to give it some shape. Okay, so I'm gonna try another tool, and I'm kinda gonna like make a little design on the side. So let's see how that looks. I need to get a better view. It didn't do exactly what I wanted, so I'm gonna start like pressing in a little bit with my fingers to give it a little indentation, to give it style. flower vase all of a sudden. And I kind of like it, like a lot. I used to have a pottery game on my phone, and it was not even close to what it actually is on a pottery wheel. You would drag up and it would go, eew. So there's a difference. That just looks special. I might want to clean up the edges a little bit because they don't look very special, but it's looking good. A little bit more. I think we're gonna be near completion. Okay, so we're gonna try and get this pot off. So it's not dry really at all. So like if I touched it, it would bend. So we're gonna take a wire and go under. But before we do that, we have to make a slot for the wire. So I have this tool, we're gonna make it spin and just barely just make a little slot so we can get it started and just press it against the bottom and pull it under. And but first, we gotta get the plate wet. So let's get to that. Gotta get the wire and wrap it around my hand. Then we're gonna take our thumb and press it straight down like that, and we're just gonna go straight under. I did it! So we're gonna put this doohickey-majig right there, and we'll get to the next step. Okay, now we've gotten a lot of stuff done. We've cut it, did all that stuff, and we're trying to slide it, and now that it's loose, while we can, it's wet, so, and it's not stuck, so we're gonna move it onto this bag to move it into another bag. Okay guys, so I'm about to try and make another thing. I don't exactly know what I'm gonna make first, but the most important thing is centering. So we rolled it up in a ball and got all the air pocketing out. Got my hands wet, one firm hand, the other needs to get down on the top. Nice centering. Just keep pushing. You get a nice piece that doesn't have all these ridges. Get nice and like pushed in there. So now I'm gonna start making something. I'm gonna try and make it a little taller. I went too small and this happened. Yeah, it was beautiful because I got it centered and then this thing came out. It was so good. Yeah, but that's what happened, because if you go too small, it's like, hey, that's too small, and it wants to go. So we're gonna figure out what to do. And we'll get back in a second. Now I'm thinking about trying to make a tall cup. And it's working. I'm gonna have to spread it out just for a second, just to kind of be able to get my finger in there to get some cuppage for waterness to go in. Remember, keep your hands wet or it stops the whole thing. Okay, so it looks really good. And the reason I'm not trying to make it all decked out is because making something like this is a lot harder than you would think. Everything wants to fail, and so you always have to keep it centered. It's like the most important thing ever. You have to get that heel and cup around, and you gotta keep your hands wet or it will just start grinding and your hand will go, or the clay will go, boom. Kinda like, that's the two things that made mine pop off. Too skinny and my hands were wet enough. So we're gonna stop if I can get something or someone to turn it off, because no. And yeah. Magic. Hope you really enjoyed the video. That's how you throw a pot. Hey guys, thanks for watching our excellent adventure.
I told you that would be amazing. You did amazing. That was two amazings, even more amazing.
So, thank you for watching. Remember to get outside when you can and explore.